Well, hello, and thank you for tuning in to Truth TV News. I'm Vincent Rose, your host, and I wanted to talk to you today about what they're doing over there at NASA now. They just recently hired a new employee, raising the tax dollar up a little bit higher. Lisa Pratt is coming from, let me see, she's coming from here, the University of Indiana, and she's going to be entering the role of like a sheriff hunting for aliens.
Your professor is about to start a new career guarding us against alien life. It's true. It's a real thing and a very important position.
That's right, and a very big deal for Indiana University as well. Tonight, our own Jenny Runovich introduces us to NASA's new Planetary Protection Officer.
Our mission is to monitor extraterrestrial activity on Earth.
You know the superstars and superheroes.
Who are you? Star-Lord.
Who save us from aliens on the big screen.
Dad, we have a bug.
Move over, Men in Black. Indiana University has a hero of its own.
If we walk down here, we'll actually see one of the sulfur extraction lines for...
Lisa Pratt, scientist, professor, Hoosier, and about to get the coolest job title on the planet.
It certainly is something that sounds like it's right out of a Hollywood set.
Planetary Protection Officer.
Don't know about the badge, don't think so. Certainly not a cape.
She's been hired by NASA to protect humans from extraterrestrial life and protect them from us. A real-life guardian of the galaxy. No doubt exploring the possibility of alien life out there feels Hollywood. It is a big thrill. But in reality, this job deals with the very small, the microscopic, in fact.
Well, we're looking at the minerals and the organic materials in that sample that carry a signature that life was there.
Pratt is actually the 8th person in history to hold the title of Planetary Protection Officer. It's been around since the days of Apollo. Her mission is to make sure when we travel to Mars, for example, that we don't contaminate it with microorganisms on our rovers. Also, that tiny alien invaders don't accidentally come back to Earth.
It puts the burden on everyone to be very, very careful about where they go and what they do until we know with some assurance, one way or the other, whether or not there is a life form that is a Martian.
Pratt believes it is plausible we are not alone, and this dream job will let a Hoosier replace science fiction with real science.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
And now Lisa Pratt is one of them. You know, she's been with IU for 31 years. She leaves for Washington on Thursday. She told me it won't really be real until she gets in the car to go to D.C. Of course, this is a huge deal for the university as well to have one of their own. Having this position, it tells about their scientific strengths. And, you know, we joked in the piece about whether she gets a badge and a cape with this gig. She said no. But last night, they had a going-away party for at IU. Right. They gave her a cape.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the whole story. She gets a cape.
She gets it.
You buried the lead.
I know. I saved it for last.
Superhero.
Superhero.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you. Superhero.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
I just wanted to stop that right there. They are just really having a good time laughing at us. It is no secret that all of the news is scripted, and I wonder really if the aliens have already invaded our planet already. Maybe not aliens, but maybe creatures that are, you know, from the spirit world, that are demons, and if they've taken over the television set, because just look at the way they just laugh at us. You know, they laugh at us and then they mock us, and then, you know, Jesus said that I will send you out as sheep among wolves. And it certainly makes me think that we're living in a time when we are among wolves and really are unaware of it with all of this weird and bizarre news about outer space and that kind of thing. It just really goes to show that we're getting closer and closer to the end, and that obviously they are stepping up their game in order to get the great alien deception to happen. I just want you to look at this woman's eyelashes flutter. I know we weren't talking about it, but it just seemed to me very peculiar, just how these news anchors look when they come on TV. It might just be, again, part of the alien deception from the demonic world that is right among us doing the news already.
Right. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
And so they don't want to do anything harmful. It says potentially harmful to interplanetary exchanges of biological materials from from the Earth to other planets, especially since they're getting ready to have a space force. NASA decided that what they need to do is increase the number of people who are going to be involved in this interplanetary, intergalactic kind of exchange that's going to happen here. And what do you know? They have up here on this article here that came out in Scientific American. Now, again, this is real science, people, so so it came out in Scientific American. And it's telling us that the space will become a busy place, and NASA now bolstered its contamination police. Now, one of the things that they were concerned about, and they were saying that, since Elon Musk, has launched the Starman dummy into orbit, and it is circling the sun, they say at some point the Roadster will strike Mars, and sometime in the distant future. And there's a potential that when the Roadster strikes Mars, that the microbes will hit the red planet and possibly destroy some of the life forms that are there. I'm not kidding you guys. These people are nuts. So they want us to believe this foolishness. And this is what they are saying. They actually are saying this, and they say that they've expanded their department at NASA, and they hired this woman, Lisa Pratt, and she's going to be over there, and she's going to oversee major shifts on regulation on public and private sector space missions. I don't know of anyone who is not a Freemason who has been to space. But they say they're going to just take your average Joe and average Mary to space, and then they're going to that's what they're going to do. They're going to go to space, and the space is going to be so populated they have to hire the woman here again from this university to come out and oversee potential harmful interplanetary exchanges of biological material that could spark virulent epidemics on Earth as well as in alien biosphere, fragile alien biosphere. So we don't want that to happen, right? And we're avoiding contamination. That's what we're doing on other worlds. It reminds me about Star Wars. With Donald Trump, our president here, it says here, space, the Space Nation, Space Force is the new Star Wars, or is the Star Wars sequel? No one asked for. Well, this person apparently has their head kind of screwed on tightly. But it says here, Anna Marie Cox. Okay, this person here has wrote this story. And she's saying that basically we never asked for Space Force, and she really doesn't understand why President Trump is doing what he's doing. But she did say it sounds like Star Wars to her. So yeah, she was saying that this is encroaching upon George Lucas's intellectual property, Star Wars, and Star Wars and the Force be with you, and so we have Space Force. Or, what about when Captain Kirk, he goes out to different planets all the time, and he violates the prime directive, that which is not to influence or to encourage other alien life or become so involved with them that you somehow destroy their biosphere or either even destroy their culture. So the prime directive is to keep the person from Earth from destroying other life forms. Wow, that's going to be great. This lady is going to do this, and she's going to keep us here on Earth uh, from actually destroying other life forms on other. Wait a minute. There are no other life forms on other planets. What am I talking about? I'm losing my mind over here doing this broadcast. I mean, I cannot. Can you believe this? Can you believe that they are, actually deceiving the public this much that they can just casually spend money hiring people for jobs that do not exist, or that the particular job that they're going to do does not exist? I guess what they're going to do is they're going to get her a desk and a chair and sit her in a room, and she's going to sit there sharpening pencils and writing plans out for how we're going to keep these aliens in outer space safe from our biological material. It probably it probably would be a good job if possibly maybe they had done that with Pocahontas, because I believe Pocahontas, when she came from the Americas to England, I believe that she got sick because of the different diseases that they had in that country. Or possibly maybe we need to make sure that maybe we can look at some of the things that's going on with Africa. There are different indigenous populations there that I'm sure that need to be protected from, things like unwanted vaccines. I don't know. I let me leave that alone. But anyway, I'm just saying this is kind of a silly thing here. But they promise is going to be something that's going to help in the Space Force, and there's going to be something that's going to create a better tomorrow. Especially with us going to Mars back and forth. They want to make sure that Mars is protected. Wait a minute. Then maybe they should go back a little bit in time, because don't we already have a something on Mars? Don't we have like a one of those little robots on Mars? Walking around and picking up rocks and that kind of thing and sending signals back. Is that still working? Anyway, you let me know what you think about this. Like, subscribe, or don't. But remember, until next time, that Jesus is the light of the world, and the truth, which is this. No, it's not. The truth of Christ will set you free.